Ysabel de Costa.
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, people of the East, bear witness as a muse of beauty and music enters your presence. See, Ysabel de Costa. She gazes out from her Portuguese villa upon the azure glow of the Atlantic Ocean. Her instruments and craftwork surround her. Viol de gamba, lute, guitar, embroidery, fabric work, dyes, waiting for her husband to return from the far-off eastern trade routes. See now, Lilavata Datta, daughter of Bengal, mistress of her household, skilled embroiderer of an ancient art, artisan of an enlightening herbal remedy. She also waits for her husband to return, this time from his home in Portugal. See these two incredible women combined in the form of one majestic daughter of the East. They share not only a husband, but this avatar of their lives who stands before you. This fountain of music and art, joy and kindness, a chronicler of lives and living. Your Majesties, it is my honor to present to you Ysabel de Costa and Lilavata Datta, artisan of the East.
We sent you forth this morning to contemplate a question, whether you would join the ancient noble Order of the Laurel. And we would have your answer to that question at this time. Please make yourself comfortable as we hear testimony from the word. Is there a companion of the Order of Chivalry that will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I have been graced with the joyous task of telling you something wonderful about this lady. I met her many years ago when I first began drumming with the waits in Carolingia, and we have grown close enough that at Pendic every year she camps with me. And the thing which has always stuck out most in my mind is her absolute meticulous nature about everything that she does. It is not the sort of single-minded drive that forces people to drag themselves into whatever it is that she is doing, but rather it is the joy of action and the clarity of purpose that make all around her wish to be part of whatever it is that is happening at the time. At this point in time, I would normally say that she is my peer and I welcome her into the order, but for myself at least, I've always found that to be pretentious, because she has qualities of mind and spirit which I still aspire to. And therefore, Your Majesties, I commend you and the Order of the Laurel for having had the wit and the wisdom to make her a member of the Laurel.
Who from the Order of the Pelican will speak for this candidate? Pelican, anyone?
Is there a member of the Order of Defense that will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Chapaka Megahata, Master of Defense, and I bear the words words of my brother, Thomas of Effingham. Hello all, I'm Effing Thomas, if not in person, in spirit. If you don't intimately know of Ysabel's perseverance, you have never taken less than stellar care of yourself in her proximity. Sure, she is able to actually herd the cats that are the musicians of Carolingia, form a trumpet corps, do extensive research into many other rabbit holes at once, and any one of those things are impressive on their own. Sure, absolutely. But I can tell you with no hesitation that when I was having a heat injury related problems at an event, care was gonna happen at me, and I needed to get on board with this plan quickly. She manifested water, a solid food, and made sure I stayed in the shade off to the side of court during court. Ysabel inspired me to try and take better care of myself since that day. She apologized to me later about it, but in reality I should have apologized to her for being in such a state to begin with. Her compassion and her perseverance are legendary. She has already been an amazing peer of this realm. I am so glad it is being recognized today. Thank you for doing this deed, Your Majesties.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thomas never looked so good.
Is there a member of the Order of the Rose who will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I'm Countess Carolingia son of Alana, and I've come to speak for this candidate. May I go to Congress?
Please.
I first met Ysabel Costa a few years ago when she became Consort's Arts and Sciences Champion, and I was Sovereign's, and here I am as the winning troop. And I was immediately touched by her kindness, her joy for her art, the scope of knowledge that she has, her enthusiasm to share it, her support for other artisans, and her love for this kingdom. It is so clear that she loves what she does, and she loves being in these artistic spaces, sharing that with others. She brings such a loving joy to everything I have ever seen her do. She serves her wealth of knowledge with passion and liveliness, and every time you see her share a display, she has this transferable enthusiasm for her work. Every time I walked away from her display, I just am so excited for what she's doing. And I also feel that I have been given something special by the gift of being in her presence. She has a true and lasting deep interest in what others are doing as well. And this is a difficult balance that Ysabel has struck magnificently and seemingly effortlessly. There is a unique kindness to her and a strength of character that I do not see often or with such consistency. When I think of noble joy, I think of Ysabel. When I think of beauty that this kingdom can create in works and deeds, I think of Ysabel. And when I think of grace and courtesy in every space, but particularly in these artistic and creative spaces, I think of Ysabel. You took my words that she is an inspiration to me beyond peerage. Your Majesty, she is my peer, and I'm so proud to call her this day. Thank you.
Is there a companion of the Order of the Pelican that will speak for the candidate?
Your Majesties, I'm Ysabel du Coeur, companion of the Laurel and companion of the Pelican, and I would be more than happy to speak on behalf of Ysabel. Ysabel is known for her arts, and today she is being recognized for her arts, but it is important to recognize that her service has been absolutely invaluable all around. She doesn't merely perform music, she causes music to happen. She organizes, she makes the brute, the weights of Carolingia better for her presence. She makes the music come into action. She allows us to dance by bringing dance music to us. Many years ago, I created the Accademia della Danza, and that still runs. And that is a dance research group. And we thought we knew what we were doing in researching and recreating dance. But when Ysabel came to us and added her service to that group, she made us so much better by adding the information, the context of music to that world of dance. Her service enriched us and brought us together more. And she does that every day. Your Majesties, her service is impeccable, and I recommend her to you with all my heart.
Who from the Order of the Laurel will speak first off?
I will, Your Majesties. I am Master Gunthorn Dengir. Look at the sky. See the stars. See how they shine and shimmer, even through the 7 heavenly spheres between us and them. What? You say you cannot see the fixed stars in the firmament? Fie then. Look for nearer stars. Look to the stars amongst us. For the stars of the arts and sciences are all around us. They are the laurels of the kingdom of the East. Stars beautify the night with their points of flickering light. Does Ysabel not also beautify the East with her designs, cunningly worked in needle and thread? Stars twinkle and dance in the night sky. Does Ysabel not also provide music that allows us to dance through day and night? Our ancestors thought that stars were eternal. We know now that they are born amidst flame and toil, but not seen on earth for far too long after their birth. Your Majesties and Highnesses, peers, lords, ladies, Easterners all, I say to you that Ysabel de Costa, sometimes known as Lilavati Datta, is as much a star of the arts as those already amongst you. Our kingdom is made more lovely by her shining light, and it is now right and proper that we recognize her place in the firmament of this noble order.
Thank you. The testimony of worthies having been heard, we would have the Order of the Laurel at this time.
Their Majesties would see their Order of the Laurel.
Is there a medallion?
There is, Your Majesty. Is there a history?
I don't see that. Your Majesty.
It was made by Lady Cassandra.
Is there a wreath?
There is, Your Majesty. I knew it. With your permission. It's very good.
I can hold this bobby pin. I can hold the bobby pin. Yes, I can manage that. Thanks.
There is, Your Majesty. I made it. Do you need some help with that?
Yes, please, and
Of
thank
course.
you.
You're welcome. Just That's great.
Era 2051 anno ab incarnatio 2023 anno societatis 58 inter inductionem primam in pronam sedebant renam et hilen quartus cum illa nota. Matietatem et fedinem factus sunt heredes esse et regnare in dirmara docuerunt interim spectrum regni ferunt cum gloria. At this time, the king and queen and all their court went forth to Carolingia to celebrate the 50th year of that noble barony. They celebrated in that place and bestowed many honors. While there, they received 2 letters from places foreign, one from the land of the warlike Romans, and one from those far distant who reign on the Ganges plain. They caused these letters to them to be read aloud in their court to the populace.
Magnificent sovereigns, after humble reverence and due commendation, etc., knowing as I do that your magnificence is continually employed concerning the good government of this sublime kingdom, I have rashly set myself to write to you of the manifold virtues of one of your subjects, buoyed by the confidence which I have in her virtues and in the truth of this writing, as your magnificence will in the sequel peruse. This Ysabel de Costa, I am bold to tell you, possesses as fine a talent as nature ever bestowed on the most learned musician. As is daily revealed in your own example, knowledge is not given as a gift, but is gained with diligence. The free mind, not shirking effort, always soars zealously toward the greater learning, and the desire to know grows ever more wide and deep. She, exemplifying this noble goal as superlatively as any among your order of the Laurel, has generously lavished her gifts upon all your people, opening to all the doors of Euterpe, through which she sends music to the heart and body. Certain indeed and legitimate is her possession of this inheritance, come to her from a long eternity of study. Conscious of my obligation to you, I commend her swift elevation to that aforementioned order unto your wisdom and prudence.
Gifts of sincere wishes are offered to your exalted majesties, these who sit upon the Tiger throne and defend the kingdom of the East. It should not be hidden from your majesty's ingenious intellect and hair-splitting reason that since the time of your ancestors, the fame of one amongst you has, like the peacock's tail, spread even to our knowledge. Since it is improper to know the truth and yet not expound it, we would present this matter to you. Were Lilavati Datta our subject, our noble mind would be determined to raise her fame to the most exalted heights. From her hands, the strands extend threads becoming deer, silk describing tiger and peacock on finely woven ground. For this alone, we would exhort you to elevate her to your noble order of the Laurel. Undaunted, she continued, as we have heard, dazzling your noble ancestors and honorably defending them in all matters of the arts and sciences. Thus say we for them.
Having heard the praise of their noble subject, Ysabel, and all of her manifold works, Brennan and Keelan were amazed. After consultation with that noble order, they were moved to elevate her to the peerage of the Laurel, with arms patent, namely, azure, 6 escallops inverted, or 2, 2, and 2. Omnes quid hoc chronicum legant, eam intelligat, Ars eius et regno orientis gloriam adfert. Scroll by Thera Eriksdotter, Eridan Gyo, Gunthorn Denger, Altreda de Tomworth, and Eileen Fortunato.
Here swear fealty and service to the crown of Greece, to ever enrich the crown of my hands. Promote the diverse arts, to offer instruction and counsel, to increase the glory of the faith. So say it.
I, Brennan,
And I, Keelan,
hear your words
and bind you to them
as we have bound ourselves,
upon the stone clothes. There are many virtues,
and justice is their creed,
which do these,
and more.
till the crown is cast from our head,
That take us
or the world end.
please.
For Ysabel de Costa, newest member of the Order of the Laurel. Viva!